Hi folks, in this video we're going to set up our S3 radios. I'm doing this video after the fact, so I've already done the videos for the Arduino and the Raspberry Pi, and I did those using these S2 radios. In this video I'm going to set up these S3s, which I just got from SparkFun, and then we'll plug them right into the system and it all should work as is. At the end of the Raspberry Pi and Arduino videos, this was our setup. We could toggle the breadboard LED on and off. We could toggle our lamp on and off. We could choose a color, pick an RGB LED, toggle the state of that, and we also had a single just to have something else. So that's the single that sits right here. Let's just turn these all off. Now what we want to do is we want to program these two radios, remove the two that we have, plug them into the system, and everything should work the same. Let's do this. I'm going to switch here. I'm going to open up XCTU. I'm going to grab one of my radios. I'm going to pop it into a USB Explorer, so I just have one of the coordinators. Pop that in, give it a second. We don't need, let me transition here. We don't need that on. Let's do a search. Hope it finds it. There we go. We'll add that device. We can see we have an XB3. There is new firmware. I'll let you update the firmware. I'll just make the changes we need to hopefully get it running. These are a little bit different than the S2s. And again, the S2s that I have, they both had different firmware, so they work differently from each other. These are relatively easy to set up. Now I'm going to need to make some changes to the code also. What I'll do is I will do that off camera, because you're going to set those settings all up in the Arduino video and the Raspberry Pi video anyway, so you don't need to see me do it here. But what I'll do is, this is going to be our coordinator, so I want it to form a network. We need to give it a PAN ID. I'm just going to choose 3000. Let's scroll down. Give it an identifier, and I'll call it coordinator S3. That's it. Let's see here, API mode. Where is API mode? We want API mode 1, which is, here we go, API mode without escapes. And that's the only changes we need. So we can write all of those. Okay, so 3000 is what I used. I'm also going to right click while I'm here, copy the MAC address, open up Notepad, and I'll just pop the MAC address in there because I will need it for the two of them. All right, let's kill that. And I'm just going to pop in the other radio. The one we just did, that's going to be attached to our Raspberry Pi. This one's going to be the router. It'll be attached to the Arduino. Let's do a search. I left the baud rate at 9600. You can change that as you see fit. We want join notification for this one. PAN ID is going to be 3000. Join notification, we could enable that, but it would work if we did not. And once again, we want Where the heck was it? I should have made a note right here. API 1. We'll write that. Seems like I'm missing something. I don't know. Copy the MAC address. I'll paste that into Notepad also. Okay, folks, let's just take a quick look at the code I changed. There wasn't that much, and again, all of this is done in the Raspberry Pi and Arduino videos. This is the one running on the Raspberry Pi. I went into Source Radios. I opened up Bench, the Bench radio, and I changed that address. So I changed it to the address of the Bench radio, and this is the radio attached to my Arduino. Just called it Bench. Inside of the Arduino code, I went into xbhelper.cpp. If we come down here inside of lib xbhelper.cpp, and I changed the address. All I need to do is change the high bytes. Changed these 4 bytes to the bytes of the coordinator radio that we just programmed, and that was the one form network. This is the address of the one get network. I had to do that 2 places here, so once here, once here. That's it. That's the only code we need to change, and that's really the only code you need to change when you set up this project, unless you want to, change the pins or something like that. Again, watch the next 2 videos to see how to do it. All right, let's just test it. Probably would help if we start the actual server. So there we go. Let's try that again, and let's switch here. And then there we go. So we just need to change each of the files, one for the Raspberry Pi, one for the Arduino, and everything works perfectly. All right, good luck.